My name's Keith Jensen. I've lived in Peterborough for the last 25 years, and in my spare time I have great fun volunteering down at the Peterborough Wildlife Haven.
43-year-old Keith was roped into helping at the Haven by his 14-year-old son. The rest of the time he works as a computer programmer and loves spending time with his wife, son and daughter.
I spend most of my time outside of work looking after my children. I'm a very family man, and ferrying them around. I'm over like the old proverbial father's taxi or dad's taxi, and I'm out most nights of the week taking them, my son in particular, here, there and everywhere with the scouts, rugby and all sorts.
Although he's kept busy working and running the family taxi service, Keith was keen to do more locally and was really interested when he learnt about the environmental project.
One of the reasons why I wanted to volunteer was that I'm not the kind of person who just wants to sit at home and watch TV all night long. My children were there going out and doing things and giving me the opportunity to meet people and take an interest in what they do. And this is appealed to me down at the Wildlife Haven. If I can help some other people enjoy life a bit better, all more good.
This project's main aims are to sort of encourage kids to get interested in the environment. That's what we want to do. It started off as a wildlife haven, the idea to build a wildlife haven. Then it developed into more. We're building an environment centre which is 5,000 square feet, all done really with volunteers.
The new resource centre is packed with environmental gadgets. Project coordinator Brian Pearce says it's taken them 6 years to get this far, but it's been worth it.
Well, originally it was just going to be a wildlife haven. We got 3 bridges donated, which were aqueducts, local, sort of 150 years old, antiques, and we built them into the wildlife haven. And we got the opportunity to have a frame of a building, and we've built that building. We've built that building over the last 6 years. It's took us 6 years to build it, and we can't believe we've actually got guttering on now, so the water won't have to pour down the side. And we've got 2 classrooms in there. We've got 2 classrooms in there, and we've got the world in there, a world, 3-metre diameter world, which we're going to turn around using solar power and wind power. We're going to have a combined heat and power plant in this building here, and we're going to generate our own electricity using wind power, solar power, and a diesel generator, and we're going to use the excess heat, combined heat and power they call it, excess heat, to heat the building. And we want the youngsters to get excited about all these environmental things, all these things that you can do nowadays. You know, we want to entertain them and educate them. You know, they're going to want to come down here.
Local companies have donated materials and money to build the resource centre, and it's all been put to good use by the volunteers.
I always say to people when they come and volunteer, what do you like doing? You know, what do you like doing? And if you like doing it, we've got everything. Digging, grinding, we were doing some cutting this morning with this ethylene torch that we borrowed. Obviously planting, we've been donated lots and lots of plants, and there is always people coming by the gate and saying, we've got these for you today, where do you want us to put them? We had a couple of people bought trees, and it's brilliant to see everybody working together for a common goal, you know. I want to come back in a few years' time and see my grandchildren here, enjoying it as much as we've enjoyed building it.
There's a variety of tasks for volunteers to do. Some enjoy the artistic side of the project. Others are more suited to hard physical work.
As a volunteer, you don't actually have to do any set thing. You can do whatever you like, whatever's happening that particular week. The projects from my son and I and a few others have done is put a concrete base into a bridge, which we've just managed to put in place this year. And when I first went down there, the bridge was just stuck on top of the mud, and we've seen it, dug the holes, foundations, and seen it from every stage, from start to finish, culminating this weekend.
If you would like to use your free time to volunteer, then why not buy our Get Involved booklet? It's packed full of ideas on ways that you can get involved in your own community. To order your copy, all you have to do is call 09065 38 34 36. That's 09065 38 34 36. The call costs £3 and making the call pays for the booklet, including the post and packing.
The Peterborough Environmental Centre is the result of a real team effort. Volunteers built the resource centre and volunteers will develop the Wildlife Haven site.
We rely a tremendous amount on volunteers. In fact, the whole ethos of it all is the fact that we are volunteers doing it. You know, paying people seems like we've failed really. I just want to see people work together. I mean, I think that you can do a tremendous amount of things in this world if you encourage people. You know, I don't think there's any limit to what you can achieve if you get enough people to help you.
The Haven will feature plants to attract local wildlife, and there's going to be a pond and waterfall. Specialist knowledge is always welcome, but anyone can help.
Volunteer at Peterborough Wildlife Haven, anybody can do it. You don't really need any particular skills or that, but obviously if you do have particular skills in certain areas, that's all well and good, and Brian will use them to the fore. But no, any skill whatsoever or none, just the willingness to work.
If we have any specialist work, I usually ring people up and I target people for specific jobs. If we need this, or we need a particular skill and we haven't got our skill amongst us, I mean, there's probably about sort of 40, 50 of us that sort of do work. I mean, I look upon them as being volunteers, even if they only come once or twice a year. You know, it's not a problem to me. You know, if we had people that come once or twice a year every week, we'd have the place full up. So the most important thing is to want to do it, and if they want to do it, we can always accommodate any of their skills.
Most of the volunteers have normal day jobs, so they come to the project when they can.
We normally sort of come here every Saturday, you know, because most of us do work, and we sometimes come along in the evening. The volunteers don't have to give any specific amount of time. I mean, they just come when they can, you know. Sometimes they sort of, if there's something important happening, I ring round. I rally round the troops, you know, probably a couple of weeks before. But normally we just arrive. I mean, if we've got a digger arrive in a JCB or something, we'll be there at probably 7:30. But normally, if it's just a normal job day, we start at 9:30 or something. I bring the milk and the coffee.
If you would like to use your free time to volunteer, then why not buy our Get Involved booklet? It's packed full of ideas on ways that you can get involved in your own community. To order your copy, all you have to do is call 09065 38 34 36. That's 09065 38 34 36. The call costs £3 and making the call pays for the booklet, including the post and packing.
Local school children and students from across Peterborough have all waded in to help.
It may not look so good at the moment, but it will be great. There's people making ponds and flowers everywhere and digging up places for wildlife and insects and stuff like that. It's great.
I think it's like really good for like people like taking it out of their like own time and trying to make it like look better and everything. So I think it should be good at the end.
I think the volunteers are very helpful because I mean they don't need to do this, and so I mean they're just great.
Everyone gets their own reward from the project.
I think the volunteers get lots of things out of it, really. I mean, I personally feel that I am sort of contributing a little bit to society, and I'm sure that a lot of other people think that way as well. I mean, there's lots of different ages. I mean, I had one guy down here, 82 he was, and he said, I can remember those aqueducts when I was a kid. He said, because we used to paddle across the stream. And he said, it's fantastic. He said, I just wish I was 30 years younger. I'd be down here every week. You know, I think they get a feel-good factor. They feel good about what they're doing, you know, which is important to me, really.
The man at work.
Personally, it's just the satisfaction of knowing I've not just shut the front door at the end of the day and pulled the curtains and sat and watched telly, but and ignored everybody else. I've actually done something that helps everybody else around. All I would say really is don't wait to be asked. There's a lot out there, a lot of enjoyment you can get for yourself, and just go and do it. And there's a lot of people willing, just waiting for people to help them. But just don't wait to be asked, go and do it. Because you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it at the end of the day.
If you would like to use your free time to volunteer, then why not buy our Get Involved booklet? It's packed full of ideas on ways that you can get involved in your own community. To order your copy, all you have to do is call 09065 38 34 36. That's 09065 38 34 36. The call costs £3 and making the call pays for the booklet, including the post and packing.